Hello, lads and lasses, and welcome back to more trauma. My name is Josh, and if you hear some munching in the background, he is a munching on like a treat thing that we got him. But yes, we're back with more Made in Abyss. Now this is season 2. Season 1, I'll be honest, season 1 kind of started off a little like slow, and then I was like, okay, I'm liking this. Is nice. It's good. And then like the last 4 episodes happened, I'm like, oh, this is why everyone talks about this show. And then the movie happened, and I'm like, oh, it got even better. I'm gonna be real. The movie, I feel like, was everything that I liked about season 1, and then they added some more action into it, and like the action animation was surprisingly super good. But like the movie was like everything I liked about season 1 packaged in like probably what was like an hour 30, hour 20. It was packaged in like a perfect amount of time for you to get invested. It didn't overstay its welcome. It added so much good lore, and I see why they made it a movie instead of like making it its own season or part of a season. And now Riko has her white whistle made out of the soul of a friend that she made in the movie, which as soon as I saw her in the movie, I was like, damn, this she ain't gonna make it past this movie. But nonetheless, even though I knew that character had to go, man, was it a disturbing way to go. It caught me really off guard. But yeah, now Riko and the gang are going into even further. They are going past the point of no return. They are below the 6th layer now. They are where white whistles go to retire / die. It's the final adventure. She's still looking for her mom. We don't know if her mom's still alive. We don't know if their mom's still out there. And one major important thing, or 2 major important things. I guess this is the least major, I suppose. But if you are interested in seeing my full-length reaction / commentaries to Made in Abyss, we have a full-length tier over on our Patreon. Every first episode of a new season, you get to watch it for free. So if you're like, I don't know, like maybe I do want to check out full-length, but I'm not really I don't know how it's going to be, you can check out the first episode for free on full-length right now. Link down in the description below. And now the second major thing, which I think is like really going to be a lot bigger for a lot of you, I'm going to switch to the sub for this. I really should have waited till the movie released on YouTube before like I dedicated myself to it. But I think this is the first time too that I've switched to sub on a series I was reacting to. Now there's nothing wrong with the dub. I actually quite enjoyed the dub. I really enjoyed Riko and Ozen's dub. But I got a few comments saying, I think you should watch the sub, and I was like, I kind of agree. And I watched the sub for the movie. That has not released on YouTube yet, so I don't know what the reactions are going to be, like how you guys think of it. I think it's going to be okay. I'm trying some editing stuff to make it like so like it's still transparent, but you can still see the subtitles. We'll see how that goes, and I hope that doesn't absolutely butcher this. I guess if I can't get it to work, I'll have the reaction, like I'll have like the box, like you know what you're watching. I'll have the audio dubbed, but I'll be listening to it subbed. That's a cool trick you can do with editing. But nonetheless, I hope it works out, and I'm super curious to see where this show can go. I don't know how much more traumatizing it can get, but honestly, let's just get into it. I'm more interested in the lore and the world building that can potentially happen. And I've heard the music for season 2 is even better than season 1, and the music was great in season 1. So alright, lads, I'll see you on the other side of the abyss. New character. Oh no. I don't like what that implied. What the? Oh, he's seen some stuff. The abyss. It's not an episode of Made in Abyss without child torture, isn't it? Kitty. Just scratch his voice. Scratch his eyes out. Just realized, are they actually traveling to the city where the pit is? Oh. Oh, that's one way to get your protein up. Griffith? No. Looks like a little bit like Hunter from the Owl House. Oh, I can't wait for something horrible to happen to these sweet, sweet kids. Something terrible is gonna happen. I can't wait. Riz Supreme? Unparalleled Riz. Oh, well. There goes a ship. There, found it. Wait! Oh, I just realized. Is this the boat that we saw on the third floor? Fourth floor? I think it was the third floor. I remember there was a boat like that was stuck halfway through. How far back did this take place? Immediately. Okay, so this is before the village. Okay, this is a pre... Is this a... I like this guy. Oh. Do you take the deal? Alright, very easy. Okay. Another child character for something terrible to happen to. Okay, so the Golden City is below the 6th floor. They mark them? Damn! That's terrible. But not as terrible as this show tends to get. Just love seeing like the random monsters. Mistake number 1. Oh, so they're all learning the hard way. Yeah, they're learning the hardest way. Closest translation, but not exact translation. I love seeing how terrifying these things are. Oh, they said the Suicide Squad. Oh, they said the thing. Oh, this part thing has always been here, huh? And this doesn't require a white whistle yet. Cool. Alright, we're back. Well, I think he's just trying to find a way to beat the curse. Like, I think that's what his goal is. Oh, don't say that. Top 10 phrases said before disaster. Alright, dude. Maybe this movie's a bit much. Not maybe. It is a bit much. Whale! It's a whale! That is not a whale. It's cool, though. I didn't think we'd get this far. There was a moment where you were probably not going to make it that far. If not for Nanachi. Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's gonna stink. Oh, that's gonna stink so bad. Oh, not in the altar. Now that she's over her trauma, she's just completely screwing with him. I love that. Oh, that's cool. The depths of the six-layer capital of the unreturned. I really do want to watch the next episode, but I feel like I should probably get some theories out. Alright, so that was episode 1 of season 2. I was fully prepared to go into episode 2. And after watching that, I wasn't prepared, or I wasn't expecting a sequel, or a prequel, not a sequel. Of course I was expecting a sequel. I was not expecting a prequel to almost everything, really. The island, or not the city that was above the island of the abyss was not built. There was some natives. It looks like the people that we were following, I believe it said they were outcasts from their own place too. So they were like traveling for a place to call home. They heard the city of gold, and most likely, I'm going to assume most likely, the plan was not to stay in the city of gold, but this is the abyss, and they probably just realized at a certain point there is no going back, there is no return from this. So it looks like they were hoping like kind of a get rich quick scheme. Obviously that did not happen because you get stuck in the abyss. What I found very interesting about the whole prequel stuff, I thought that the 5th level area, Bondrew's like place, his lair. I was gonna say his place of scheme. No, that's his lair, I guess. I thought that was like Bondrew's lair. Like I thought Bondrew built it himself, or like like, I thought it was more a recent thing, especially since we saw that the area above the abyss is only like it's very primitive. There's like, it's tribal. These people don't speak, I was gonna say English, but they don't speak Japanese, or they don't speak like the language everyone else was. They speak their own language. They seem very cut off from the world. They've had visitors before and they were violent. So the abyss is something that's known within the world, but it's not something like, I don't know, maybe it's not like super known. It's like yeah, me too, Coda. Maybe it's not something super known. It's like something like you hear, like it's like it's gonna be terrible. It's like the Bermuda Triangle, right? Like everyone knows about the Bermuda Triangle, but who actually goes out to investigate the Bermuda Triangle? You know, especially nowadays, like who's got the time to do that? So I wonder if like the abyss is something like, yeah, people know about it. It's like, oh yeah, there's this place out in the middle of the ocean. It's weird and all that. But either they can't get to it because they need the compass, or it's just people aren't super invested. I wonder, before we got like satellites and all that, I wonder like what I don't know, because growing up, the Bermuda Triangle was something I always heard about, and I've been seeing a lot of memes now. I guess people from my generation, they're just starting to make memes. It's like when you become an adult and you realize that the Bermuda Triangle and quicksand aren't going to be your biggest problems in life. It's like when I was growing, I've always heard about the Bermuda Triangle. I always like thought like, oh man, I gotta stay away from that. But like, it's not something that you need to worry about, really. Like, why would you be going to the Bermuda Triangle? I wonder if that's like something similar to this. Like, a lot of people know about the island of the abyss, but they don't have the means to get there, or they're like there's no reason to go, because it doesn't seem like there is a reason to go, other than the city of gold, which you would think would inspire a lot of people to go. And it seems that some not great people have tried to make their way to the abyss. And who knows how many people have set out on voyages to potentially find the island, but either get lost and wrecked at sea, or just never find it because they didn't have the compass. I mean, these people, they had the compass and they lost a ship. I don't know how many ships they lost, because I think they had like, I would say it's 6-ish. They had quite a few ships. And they almost made it to the island, and they lost one in the storm. So I'm gonna assume like the abyss is just you don't find it unless you have the compass, and if you set out without it, you either get nothing or you get dead. I am surprised with the restraints this episode showed and not horribly murdering off those 3 new kids that we saw. I know something terrible is gonna happen. Oh man. See, I like this show, but damn, does this show like really have something against children? Because like the new girl is branded, abused. I think it implied something else, which I don't want to talk about. But like, goddamn, they really want to make you feel bad for these kids. I mean, the world's not a great place, but Jesus. And then we have Riz Lord Supreme helping her finally build up her confidence. And then we have the little one, who once again, damn, can't have kids. I don't want to know how they know that. I mean, I'm sure there's like ways to find out, but yeah, they can't have kids. I was gonna say branded, I guess tattooed, and literally left to die, exiled to the pit. It makes me wonder too, like these tribesmen, right? We know in the modern day, the current day, there's the birthday sickness. I wonder if the birthday sickness is like affecting these tribesmen too. I wonder maybe that's why like they. I mean, like I guess a lot of cultures, especially indigenous cultures, they would want to favor birth, because that's how you keep it alive. Like that's how you keep the culture going. That's how you keep your people going. So like it's smart to like prioritize those that can give birth in that kind of society and culture. But I wonder if it's even more of a thing. Like, does the birthday sickness affect them as well, or is birthday sickness more of a modern day thing? Because if like they just have kids that are just dropping, then of course they're gonna even more like, all right, we cannot waste any resources on like people that can't have kids. We need to focus on like getting the population as high up as possible, because we're dropping like 50 kids a year. Or there's not that. I wonder like how the birthday sickness affects them. That girl really should have said something sooner. To be honest, it's not her fault. She's just like a kid. But I think the first thing that you say is like, "Hey, if you go up, something happens." Because like she didn't even try and stop that. He's like, "I'm gonna go up," and then he started feeling the sickness and events, and then she's like, "Oh, I should tell you about that." It's like Vivi from One Piece. I'm watching One Piece right now, very slowly, may I add. You could see up here. I don't know how often. Oh shit! Sorry, this is like the light is in the way. I don't know how often it's in camera, but you can see like that empty shelf. I'm currently cleaning my room, empty dusting it. So like there should be like a ton of Marvel Legends on that shelf. Not sponsored. Hopefully one day. There should be a bunch of Marvel Legends on that shelf over there. But I'm cleaning my room, de-dusting, so I have to take everything down. That shelf is the next one to go. So if like in the next reaction or two, you see that shelf empty, it's because I'm cleaning. I'm not taking down the collection. I'm not taking down the collection. But while I do that, I'm watching One Piece in the background. Oh, sorry, the camera went out of focus. I've been playing with it. I'm watching One Piece in the background. So I'm on Alabasta. I think I'm on 107, episode 107 of One Piece right now. It's good. It's picking up. I'm enjoying the Alabasta arc. But yeah, that tour guide, that kid is a lot like, because like in Alabasta, there's a couple. There's specifically one episode, I believe, where stuff just keeps happening, and like all these characters are like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, and like after they do that, like Vivi's there the whole time with them, but after they do the thing, she goes, oh wait, let me warn you about this thing that you just did. Which is like, come on, Vivi, come on, girly. But like that kid really should be like, all right, guys, step one of surviving the abyss, don't go up. Interesting that I don't know if there's anything to go on. It's interesting that their closest word for whatever their word was for the curse was curse. I wonder if there's something a little deeper than that, maybe. Maybe it's not something to look into too much. But I wonder, because it's not a direct translation, so I wonder. Like, I mean, the curse is like one of the biggest mysteries of the show. I think it's like, what is the curse of the abyss? Why is the curse of the abyss? So it's interesting that they kind of highlight like, oh yeah, we don't have a word for this, so the closest translation would be curse. So what I'm really curious, like, what is the curse? I think everyone is. The abyss continues to be an interesting mystery. There is, let me see, because I want to talk about my theory. I just don't want to like skip over anything. So before I talk about my theories, which I don't think are going to be correct, but another thing that like is interesting in the prequel timeline, in the origin story, they went to Bonju's lair, to the 5th floor. They got to the eye submarine, and they didn't need a white whistle to operate it. So, like, is the white whistle thing like a man-made contraption? Like, because they did they? I don't think they did. Let me go back. Let me see. They had the compass, but they gave the compass to the village. No, I don't think they had. Like, I don't know why they would have a white whistle. So it makes me want, why did you need a white whistle in the modern day if you didn't have one then? Is it something that man, like the modern like society implemented, or is it like, did the abyss evolve? And then this is just a mystery. I'm sure like they'll kind of answer it later. How do they get messages up? Do they just like, because they allegedly get messages from raiders in the 6th floor, but because they think of because like the heads go like, all right, like, so this is some information we have, but they could have gone insane, so we'll keep this in mind, but it's nothing official. So they do get some form of information from down there. How do they get that? Like, how do you make a message that can go through all of that ocean, go straight up, and then start floating to the abyss? I want, like, do they just put it in this eyeball submarine, and then Bonju, like, part of Bonju's job, like, yeah, sure, you can do whatever you want, you could like you can do whatever experience you want, as long as you like get all of the messages that come from the elevator and tie them to a balloon and send them up to us, and we won't ask any questions if you do that. It's just a silly little thing that I thought, like, hey, how do they get messages up there? I do love before I get into my theory, I love that Nanachi. Oh god, I'm sorry for the butcher. I do like that Nanachi, now that she's kind of faced her trauma with Bonju, she's a lot more loose with the whole situation of Bonju. Like, Bonju can see through her, and I guess this is a big win for Bonju too. Like, he gets to see, like, I guess he needs the helmet to be himself, but that was not really exactly what the case was. But sorry, I woke up early today. I usually I either record these at night or like the semi-afternoon. By afternoon, I mean like 1 to 3. I started at 10, and I woke up at like 7, which I usually get up at like 8 or 9. So it's an early day for me. So sorry if I yawned a couple times. I'm still kind of getting up, but I was like, yes, it's an early day. Let's start some Made in Abyss, because I'm starting to fall behind, and I really want to watch season 2. But yeah, she's getting into like she's just kind of like having more fun with the whole situation. I was gonna say, I wonder if Bonju like has sent his underlings into the abyss. Like, he has like all those, not clones exactly, but it's kind of himself, parts of himself. Like, I wonder if he sent them into the 6th layer and if he could see from them, because he could see through Nanachi's eyes. So I wonder if he's ever tried that before, or maybe like there's some interference once, like maybe she thinks he can see, but once they got through the 6th floor, once they punch through, there's like some interference on his end. But I love the whole like, hey Bonju, you seeing this? Just staring at Rico's dump. Poor Rico, man. I cannot imagine. This is the one thing that like this is kind of usually the like the rule of adventure shows is like the bathroom, the need to use the bathroom does not exist. You never need to explain it. There's no need to explain how characters are using bathrooms. All right, at least as far as I know, not a lot of like adventure shows touch on the fact that like how does one use the bathroom? They kind of touched on this. Stupid. In the vending machine anime, there was a disaster. The town was, I don't know if it was the town. They were adventuring, and something happened to the town, and they were like in panic mode. And the vending machine became a toilet vending machine, where it dispensed a little tent or a tall tent, not very spacious on the inside. It was basically a porta potty tent, a bucket and a bag. They're like, all right, this is how the residents are gonna use the bathroom while the town's getting fixed. And then, like a lot of other shows, I don't believe they talk. They don't tend to talk about going to the bathroom. Mostly, like, I guess it's just like nobody really wants to talk about it. I'm trying to think of like other shows that like talk about like using the bathroom. But man, this show is like, not only did they make a little gag out of it, it's just like, oh, didn't we learn in school that most cave raiders died using the bathroom? Like, damn. I mean, that's probably like, statistically, that's probably very true. Like, I don't know how it be in the past, but like, you know, probably cavemen, if they use the bathroom while cavemanning, not caveman, if they use the bathroom while hunting, like, a lot of things have the potential to sneak up on you. And I'm not just saying like big predators, like maybe a snake. Oh man, imagine like you're taking a dump, you just feel something slither across your foot, like, and you see like the color, and you're like, ah, damn, that's the poisonous color. It's either you brush it away or you try and pull up your pants and hope it doesn't bite there. But it ain't gonna be pretty. Poor Rico, man. Oh, that was foul. Good thing it didn't do anything to the very important looking disc artifact. That was foul. They did Rico very wrong with that, but it was funny. Alright, now for the big theory. So, last season, it was stated that the deeper into the abyss you go, the less grasp you have on time. Now, I cannot recall exactly if they were saying it was mentally you think less time is going forward as you believe, which makes sense. You don't have a sun, you don't have a moon, so you can't really go like day-night cycles. And even if I know like light, I know there is a day and night, but who's to say that light reaches the same at the same time? And I assume like the deeper you go into the abyss, the less of a grasp you even have on the day-night cycle. So it makes sense that like already if you don't have a day-night cycle, you're not super sure on how days go by. So that's one way to go. Like, oh yeah, so like mentally you're just not sure. Another theory I have, it's kind of that, but also the abyss might be in a place where time doesn't exactly follow the rules. And the reason why I say this, I think Ozen was the one talking about it. She was saying like, oh yeah, like you think you spend a couple days in here and you accidentally spend like 2 months or something like that. So, what if it's not a whole, your mind is thinking that you're going, it's not like your mind is going, all right, we spent 2 days here. Yeah. Oh shoot, it's been 2 months. How did that happen? What if the abyss is messing with you? What if the abyss is pulling you out of time? Or the abyss is like actually way slower. So like 2 days in the abyss, 2 legitimate days in the abyss. I'm not saying like like it's like planets, right? Like you spend a day on Mars, it's like what, 1.5 days on Earth, but it's not exactly how that works. So like let's say 2 legitimate days on the abyss. You see the sun go up, you see it go down, you see the moon rise, and you see the moon go down. 2 whole days have passed. 24 hours in the abyss time is congruent to X amount of days on the surface. So it's not that time is, it's not that your head is being messed with. Like it's not like your head is like going insane. It's that the abyss's time dilation is different than that of like the surface. I only bring this up because I'm just saying potentially the prequel characters, they might show up. I'm not sure how they're going to integrate the whole prequel aspect into season 2. I think it'd actually be really cool if like the characters don't show up at all in the present day and we have 2 congruent storylines going on, one in the past, one in the present, and like there's like this building mystery or something. I think that'd be really cool. But I'm saying, like, what if like prequel characters, they're still alive? We don't know how long. We don't know how long it's been. I'm gonna say like at least a couple hundred years, because the village or the city on top of the abyss, and then like everyone seems a little bit more advanced in technology. So I'm cooking here. I'm cooking. What if the time dilation is like messing? Like, what if the abyss is a time vortex? It's a time vortex, and those prequel people are still alive, and Rico and company meet them. That's one way to kind of tie it in. I do kind of hope they don't go with that, mostly because I would really like to see the whole congruent storyline thing. I think that would be really interesting to have just like these new set of characters to watch while Rico and company do their own thing. And yet we keep here. I mean, I think this season's called Made in the Abyss, the Golden City. El Dorado. I don't really know where they're going to go with that. They can go anywhere they want with that. We are in completely uncharted territory. No one knows what's below the 6th floor. So I'm excited to see where this is going to go. These are all my theories. That was the main one, the last one, like with the whole time dilation. That was what I wanted to say before watched episode 2. Because if that happens in episode 2, and I didn't say the whole, if they actually do like appear in the present, and I didn't say it before, I'm gonna be so mad at myself. And if they don't, that's fine. I just spat a theory out. So yeah, lads, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Made in the Abyss. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, and hit the notification bell to be notified of the next time I upload a Made in the Abyss episode. I do try and upload these every Monday. I hope that there wasn't like a big gap between the finale and the movie, because I've been doing a lot of edit stuff. I recently finished editing part 1 of our One Piece reaction for the Netflix live action One Piece, not the anime, the Netflix one. So did a whole group reaction. Like, it had the entire cast of the Jam Lads watching One Piece. It was a lot of fun. So if you enjoyed that, or you just want to see more content, I highly recommend you to go check that out, because that was a ton of fun to do. I'm working on the Anime Awards. So currently speaking, it's probably up with the Summer 2023 Anime Awards are probably up right now as we speak, hopefully. So if you want to check that out, check those two. Those are big projects, take up a lot of time on the editing job. So please check those out. Support the channel. If you're just here for Made in the Abyss, subscribe next Monday. And if you want to see early access to all of our content, as well as full length for all of our content, there's a couple tiers in Patreon for you, so you can check out the next couple episodes of Made in the Abyss right now, if that's your thing. But if you're just like, yeah, I'll just check them out on YouTube, that's fine. Yeah, that's the mystery. We've already begun a new mystery. Many more questions have been entered. Many more questions have entered the chat. So let's see if any of them get answered this season. All right.